Hi children, how are you? I hope you are at home and very difficult to stay at home more than 3 weeks. Okay, uh, it's okay. That's why to fill your time, we are making video lessons and assignments for you. I hope you are doing all your video lessons, your assignments properly. And I'm waiting. Once the school is open, I will collect all the assignments and check them. So don't try to cheat me, right? Okay. Let's go to the lessons. I hope you can remember the last lesson, that is about energy in day-to-day life, and we have studied what is the meaning of energy. Energy means what, and what are the energy sources, what is the meaning of energy source, and what are the energy sources. And we define the energy source very simply: the place where we can get energy and the place where the energy is produced, and that place is called as energy source. And then we listed out some energy sources. I think 9 energy sources we have listed out, and out of 9 we have studied 4 energy sources in the first or the previous video lesson. I think you can remember, and if I am in front of you, I will ask you what are they, but through the video lessons, unfortunately, I have to tell them. The first one is sun, solar energy. Second one is biomass, and third one is fossil fuel, and fourth one is wind. These are the places where we can get energy. Energy and source of energy are two different things, right? In earlier previous lessons you have studied, heat is a form of energy, light is a energy, sound is a energy. These are the things, energy, and these are the places where we can get energy. If you take the sun, it is a place. In that place we can get two types of energy. One is light and heat. The biomass is a type of the source of energy, and where the energy is stored in the form of chemical energy. If you burn them, you can convert that energy into heat and light. Fossil fuel is a very famous type of energy source, right? Especially it can be found in certain places of the earth, not in all the places. And these days, earth is derived by this source of energy. And without fossil fuels, it is very difficult to think about the operation, the activity of the world. Even if you want to go transport to one place to another place, and you need fossil fuels, right, to energize your vehicles. So fossil fuels, what are the fossil fuels, where it can be obtained, and we have studied in the previous lesson, right? Finally, wind. Wind is a form of, it's a source of energy, and it has a type of mechanical energy, and maybe a new term for you, that is kinetic energy. Very simply, kinetic energy means any moving object. For example, if you take me, I'm standing in one place, I am not moving, so I don't have that energy. If I am running means I have that energy. Any moving object has kinetic energy. So likewise, wind means, I defined in the last class, the wind means the moving air. We have studied this space is filled with air. So if the air is moving from one place to another place, means it is wind, and it has kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. So keep it in your mind, any moving object has kinetic energy. It may be you, water, air, or anything. So moving object has a kinetic energy. For example, if I have a stone in my hand, it does not have any energy. If I throw this and it is moving, it has kinetic energy. It has the energy to break the glass. So the breaking glass is a work, right? That stone has the ability to break the glass. So it is a energy. So these are the 4 energy sources we have studied in the previous lesson, and today we are going to study in different energy sources. And before that, especially I want to tell about these fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuels will produce more and more amount of carbon dioxide, smoke, and pollute the atmosphere, air, right? These days, right, nobody is moving. no transport, no flights, no ships, and even you can't walk out your house, right, because of this corona pandemic, right? So what is happening? The water quality of the rivers are becoming high, the quality is increasing, they are becoming very clear, no waste materials are added. Just connect with the previous lesson, right? Water as a natural resource, right? Last week you could be able to see that the water quality of Kalani River has increased so much. So likewise, the today's news is about, and for far distance, and people can see the Himalaya, Mount Everest by their naked eyes, because of the air becomes very clear because of without this burning fossil fuels, no vehicles, no fossil fuels, no smoke, and the air becomes clear and improving quality. Okay, just you can search this kind of news these days. And now if you take humans are jailed inside their houses and all the animals are coming out. Even if you can see in Venice, dolphins are coming into the sea, into the Venice town, and if you check, a lot of things are happening like that. And sometimes dinosaurs also can come back into the earth, right? Okay, so first we see the energy stored in water, right? Okay, I have some amount of water, bottle of water, full of water. Does it have any energy? It does not have any energy. It cannot do any work, right? But I told you, when I just recall the wind, any moving object has energy, right? For example, if you go to the beach, these waves are coming, the current of water is come to the beach and hit on the beach and again go back and coming, hit on the beach and go back. So the water is moving. Sometimes you can see, if you travel by a boat or a ship, you can see the water is moving up and down. Any object, up and down or forward, backward, any direction, if there is a movement, it has a kinetic energy. Again, I told you, kinetic energy. Right, you can see energy stored in water, right? Some places water is still. Water is still, that means it's not moving, it does not have any energy, but the water is flowing in the sea in the form of wave. In the waterfalls, water is falling down from the top of the mountain to the ground, and in the rivers water is flowing. So there are type of movements, water is moving. So whenever or wherever water is moving, and it has kinetic energy. If it has kinetic energy, we can give it to other parts, right? For example, in Sri Lanka, we are producing hydropower, right? Listen to me clearly, hydropower. Hydro means water, right? Water power we are producing, right? Once upon a time, Sri Lanka has produced so much of energy, electricity from water. How can you produce electricity from water, right? For example, again, if I take this water and keep two wires and fix it to a bulb, does it work? It does not work. And how we are getting done this work is, for example, rivers are here. So water is flowing from the high place to low places. And if you take Sri Lanka, the middle part of the Sri Lanka is hill country, top. And when it comes down, it is coming lower. So water is flowing. Rivers are starting from the middle point and coming to the low point, to the sea level. So that's, they are flowing, right? And you can see the water is flowing, water is moving. It has kinetic energy. So we can convert the kinetic energy into different form of energy that is very useful, that is electricity. So how can we see this? In the previous lesson, you have seen how to produce electricity. Produce electricity, chemical cells, solar panels, and finally dynamos, right? Dynamos are most useful in this place. What we do is, the water is flowing, moving. What what can we do? We can keep a turbine. A turbine is a fan like this. It has blades, so it is able to rotate. So what will happen when the water goes hit on the blade? The turbine rotates. So turbine is rotating. If you connect this turbine to the dynamo, what will happen when the turbine rotates? Dynamo also rotates. Next things you know that if the dynamo rotates, it can produce electricity. So this is how we are producing electricity in Sri Lanka nowadays also, but small amount of electricity. But if you take countries like China and India, they have mass rivers, big rivers, and they are constructing dams and blocking the water and sending them through the channels, and those channels have turbines. When the water flows very faster, turbines rotate faster, and they have huge dynamos, and they are producing big amount of electricity. But now we are producing fossil fuels in Sri Lanka to produce more amount of electricity, right? Okay, this is how we are making use of energy stored in water. Keep in your mind, if you want to get the energy from water, you have to let it go, let it move. Then they have kinetic energy, you can make use of that. Okay, next, what is the source of energy, right? The first water is finished. The next one is sea waves, right? Let me combine the next one also. The third one is tidal wave. So what is the difference between sea wave and tidal waves? What is the difference? What makes sense? Right? You have to ask questions, find out. Sea waves, right? You may have experience of going beach with your family or friends, or with during your school trip times. You can go to the beach and you will stay in front of the beach. You can see one thing, endless waves, right? The amount of water comes forward and hit on the beach ground and go back, and again come hit on the beach and go back. This is called as sea waves, right? Continuously it happens, sea waves. So what is happening here? So water is moving from one place to another place. I told you earlier, right? Any moving objects have kinetic energy. So this one also having kinetic energy, and you can see again, if you see closely, you can see that when the sea wave comes towards the beach, and you can see the water just go up and down. It is going up and down. Even if you have experience of traveling by boat, and you can see, if you just stop the boat in the middle of the sea, and you can see the water is just moving up and down. It has a tremendous amount of kinetic energy, and if we can able to produce electricity from this, it is very much better, right? That is sea waves, right? The continuous movement towards the beach, the movement of water towards the beach, that is called sea wave, right? Sea wave. But tidal wave is something different, and that is also from the sea we can observe, but it is not like sea wave. It is different. Well, you can see sometimes if you can go to the beach during daytimes, sometimes you can go to the beach during night times. So, however, you are not staying close to the beach. But if you take me, I am staying very close to the beach, so I can observe. I can go at night, go at daytimes, anytime I wish I can go there, and I can observe so many things. So I like you to see those things. Right? For example, if you take the sea, right, it's like this. Right, this is water. So this is moving up and down. This is the ground, beach. Right, this is water. Right, so water comes. This is a normal time, right? During the sun, right? Daytimes. During daytimes, what will happen? You can see the water level is here. But it's big amount of beach, and you can come. You can build the sand castles, and somebody will break it, and you will fight there. And because huge space is there to play there. But if you go at night, right? The sun has gone. The moon came to the power, right? So moon is very powerful, not by light and heat, by the gravity. Whenever it comes close to the earth, you can see at night times the water level goes up. So the place where you have built the sand castle is covered by water now. So daytimes the water level of the sea is uh, lower level, but during the night time the water level increases. So daytime it goes down, night time it comes up, and there is a movement up and down, and this movement of water is called as tidal wave. Listen to me clearly, right? Daytime's water level remains low, and nighttime water level goes up, lower, bottom and top, down, top, top, down, right? This way the water level is moving. This movement of water is called as tidal waves, right? Sea waves and tidal waves. Sea waves mean the current of water moving towards the beach and hit on the beach and go back and come again. This movement is called as sea wave, and the movement of up and down movement of water level is called as tidal waves. Right? These tidal waves are created by the gravity of the moon. So daytimes sun stays there, so less gravity, so water level goes down. So when at night times when the moon comes, then gravity is high, water level goes up. And if it's a normal crescent day, it's normal, right? If it is a full moon day, water level come even more, right? So sometimes there are some times you can see in the news, right? The moon comes very close to the earth. It looks very bigger, right? Those days the water may come into the village, nearby villages in the beaches. So these days you can see that in Sri Lanka it is happening because the moon is coming closer to the earth. Okay, this is the two ways of sea waves and tidal waves. So what are the use of this? I told you in the first one, energy storing water. So any moving water has kinetic energy. We can convert the kinetic energy into electricity. So that is important thing. So any energy source may have any type of energy, but our ultimate thing is if we can able to convert that energy into electricity, that is our intelligence. Right here, sea waves. Some countries are trying to convert the sea waves into electricity. The kinetic energy of that sea waves into electricity. You can check your book, right? Some I think maybe in Denmark or Norway, and they have kept something into the sea, right? Like something like in rows, right? Inside that they have small dynamos, right? When the water just move up and down, the water goes into that gadget, and there inside you have turbines. The water hit on the turbines and it rotates. It is connected to the dynamo. So you can understand what will happen next. That energy produces electricity. But there are big problems. If we keep power plants, that gadgets, the machineries into the water, how can people go for fishing by the small boats, right? How can you play in the beach? And another problem, I think you may have heard about tsunami waves, especially in geography. It's a big disaster, and waves come up and come into the village and destruct the lives and properties. So what will happen, right? Just waves will bring those machines, and the disaster will be even more bigger. So we just keep in the research level, not in the practical levels, right? The places wherever there is no tsunami waves, so we can try these things. But Sri Lanka may be victimized. It happened at once in the past. But tidal wave is very easy. For example, right, let me draw a small diagram to explain you that. For example, if you take this beach area, this is sea, right? This is ground. So this is maybe a road, So what we can do is we can construct a bridge. So this is the bridge. We are constructing the bridge. We can keep a level, right? So what will happen, and we construct a bigger dam here into this. This is a dam. This is C. So what will happen during daytimes? So during night times, water level go up, right? Water level increase. So the water is increasing. This is extra space to collect the water. This is a bridge, so water can go into this. So water flow this way, it will be collected into this dam, and when the water flow in this direction, the turbines are kept inside under the bridge, so it will rotate. So when the turbines are rotating and it is connected to the dynamos, and dynamos will rotate, it will produce electricity. Now think about the daytimes, sun, and what will happen, the water level goes down. Now water from this dam goes to the sea. So what will happen again, the turbines will rotate and will produce electricity. So these kind of electricity production is happening in some countries successfully, and will be useful for us also. We can think about this, but our tidal waves are not that much enough. Some countries tidal waves are very much, right? The water level increase up to 2 meters or 3 meters, but here not that much in Sri Lanka. Some places may be available. Okay, this is how we can produce electricity from tidal waves and sea waves. So you should be able to understand the meaning of sea waves and the tidal waves. Sea waves means the current amount of water come to the beach and hit on the beach and go back. That is sea waves, right? Tidal waves means because under the influence of the moon, the water level increasing and reducing, right? It reduces in the daytime, it will increase in the night time. So this movement of water up and down is called as tidal waves. Okay, 2 more energy sources are remaining, right? So we'll see these 2 remaining energy sources in the next video lesson, that is geothermal energy and nuclear energy, and plus sustainable use of energy sources. How can we use our energy sources in a responsible way in the next lesson? Until then, bye from you.